Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 VC review. Today I'm finally going to be taking a look at the NEO.GEO version of Metal Slug 3. I say that in that way because I'm pretty sure I've already done the Xbox Live Arcade version because I was so sick to death of waiting for it to come out, because it's been about 2 years I think since NEO.GEO games, at least 18 months. I'd be amazed if it's been sooner and I've just made it, it's just like felt like longer, but it's one of those things. Even though I've already done the Xbox version, I did make a promise, as stupid as it is, to always review every VC game I get. So, it's on the VC, I bought it, I'll buy 4, 5 and 6, even though I've already got them on Anthology Collection for the PSP, and 6 would have to come out as an arcade VC, but I live in hope that we'll eventually get 4, 5 and 6, hopefully before the Wii U, not in 6 years time if they take 2 years apiece. But either way, Metal Slug 3, it is my personal favourite in the series. But before that, at the start, you can go Game Start, How to Play, Options. In your options, you can choose your difficulty, your key config, your hero. So for now, I'll just stick with standard controls because I can never remember what buttons mean what on the emulated NES style Wiimote control, because obviously the NEO.GEO was 4 buttons, so you need to use A, B, 1 and 2. I probably should have got a classic for this. Yeah, because I'm struggling to even choose the character. But anyway, all of that is superficial and no one cares. Gameplay, the reason it's my favourite is because there's so many things. It added zombies, it didn't add mummies, but it retained mummies, so you can get 2 different viruses that totally change how the game plays. I absolutely adore playing as the zombies, and hopefully I'll get a short off, because the zombies can spew blood and it's really powerful. If you can manage to keep your zombieism or zombifiedness or whatever you want to pronounce it as, then you can actually decimate the level 2 boss in a few pukes. It's just absolutely phenomenal. But if you can't, you're going to have to use your standard kit, which is things like rocket launchers, which I'm using here. Well, to be fair, technically I don't think that's the rocket launcher, that's just something that's pretty much a rocket launcher that fires huge explosive shells. You can get flamethrowers, shotguns, machine guns, you can eat a load of food and get fat, and all of a sudden your bullets and your bombs change, so being fat with different types of weapons is a good, good experiment. It's worth trying to get fat with a load of different things. For example, the laser, instead of being thin and piddly, it's absolutely massive. There's 5 levels on the game, however there's tons of secret routes, and finding all the routes will take you quite a few playthroughs, because some of them are hidden in plain sight and you don't even realise. There's loads of metal slugs on the game, 10 overall I believe, and the metal slugs are the vehicles, so things like tanks, helicopters, airplanes, mechs, ostriches, mammoths. Yep, you can even get mechs that are actually animals, and they play really well, and it's again just a case of learning all the routes to finding the ability to play as them all. It's one of the reasons why I absolutely loved this game more than any of the others, because it just like expanded on everything that made it great and made it a bigger game, whilst also remaining 5 levels long, so you can still beat it in, say, 25 minutes or so with a friend when you just want a quick daft laugh. It's the sort of game that I've replayed probably 100 times on my own and 100 times with friends and my brothers, and it just never gets old to me. It is where the series peaked, I think, until XX came out, the superior version of Metal Slug 7, which is the only game that in the Slug series that I think came close to being as enjoyable as this. But it's one of those things, everyone has their own favourites. There's some people who absolutely love Metal Slug 4 and think that was the best, and hell, this is just my own personal opinion, that if you've never played a Slug game before, it's hard to see where to start because they're all really good, but if you're only going to get one, I definitely recommend this one. Graphically, it's fantastic. The art style and everything is amazing. It was a big improvement over Slug 2 and Slug X, because the original X was a re-release of 2, because they've done it twice in the series where 2 versions of the game weren't quite up to par, so they thought, you know what, we'll redo them. And I at least like that they admit to that, because some devs just refuse point blank to say that they've done a bad game and refuse point blank to fix it. So it's nice that they did it. It's something that makes me respect them a lot more. Musically, it's absolutely fantastic, so I'll just shut up and let you listen to a bit of the music while I stumble through the boss that I've just killed while speaking, so I can show off some zombies. So that was a little bit of the music, and I am at least now a zombie. I was during the music, to be fair, but still. The only things I can really say that I haven't said is about the zombieism, to be fair, has started off. You can barely jump and you can barely walk. It's just the fact that you can spew blood and it's immensely powerful, why I love being the zombie. The other things I can mention is you've probably seen us already rescuing prisoners of war. They don't just give you cool items and food to help you get fat. They also give you points, and if you survive the level with having collected a load of them, you get a huge bonus. So if you're going for score, you're going to want to do that. And it's just more ways to replay the game, really, because you have to get good enough to not die throughout the levels in order to get a huge score. It's something that's just... The game is immensely replayable, it really is. Anyway, I've got some helicopters to kill, so I can at least show the power of spewing blood, which, there we go, I managed to take 4 of them out, and that was only from a mistiming by myself. I can usually get the 5. Either way, though, there's nothing much really left to say. I've mentioned it all already. As I see it, it is personally my favourite of the Metal Slug games, so it's well worth a try if you've never played them before. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.